Hey everyone, and welcome to Lost and Found. Today we'll be taking you through the former Lithgow Small Arms Factory. This place played a very important part in Australia's military history. Let's go check it out. The factory opened in 1912, covering approximately 90,000 square feet. It had a full production potential of 20,000 rifles per year. During World War I, employment peaked at just over 1,500 men, many of whom were living in overcrowded, often condemned houses or tents. Since the factory opened, there had been complaints about the quality of Lithgow rifles. Between the wars, the factory sought commercial work to keep it afloat. When World War II began, the demand rose to 200,000 rifles per year. Women were then employed, as there were fewer men available to work in the factory. By the end of World War II, the factory employed 6,000 people, with a further 6,000 employed at various smaller factories. They achieved a weekly production of 4,000 rifles. Accommodation for employees was scarce, with many families camping in tents. In the decades after, the factory survived by reconditioning weapons and undertaking various commercial productions, including making refrigerator parts. The weapons refurbishment program was increased during the Korean War. Weapons were produced in the factory again during the Vietnam War. The factory eventually closed in 1988 after the Office of Defence Production was corporatised. The Lithgow factory was Australia's first high-precision mass production facility. The historical importance of the collection of small arms, commercial products, machinery and tooling of the small arms factory was impressed upon by ADI, a few ex-employees and community members. However, managing a museum was not part of the ADI's brief, and therefore they agreed to gift the collection to the city of Lithgow in 1995. So as you can see here, there's a ton of old-fashioned machinery that's just been abandoned and left to rot. No idea what these things do, but they're very impressive looking. The 1st Federal Battalion of Australian soldiers sailed to South Africa in 1901 to fight in the Boer War with the colonial troops. Because of many of these troops arrived with different equipment to the British, supply of ammunition and field repair of weapons quickly became an issue. The South African campaign made it clear that Australia's isolation from its armament source could lead to serious problems in future conflicts. After Federation of the States and establishment of the Commonwealth in 1901, the new government faced responsibility for the country's defence. The government resolved to make Australia independent of British munitions and armament supplies. In 1907, the decision was made to establish a factory for the manufacture of small arms in Australia. In 1903, the Lithgow Process Association and the local Member of Parliament, Joseph Cook, began lobbying for the consideration of Lithgow as the site for the proposed small arms factory. Lithgow made a good location for a small arms factory. The town was serviced by road and rail. It had a thriving ironworks, coal and limestone, and was afforded protection by its location in the western foothills of the Blue Mountains. In 1908, land was purchased and building of the new factory commenced. When it officially opened in June 1912, the factory had 190 employees. This grew to 373 by June 1914. Individual machines were driven by overhead pulleys, with the shafting running the full length of the buildings. There were 340 machines, 11 forging hammers, and 22 oil-fired furnaces.